Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. We just underwent a price correction in cryptocurrencies just a few minutes ago. Let's open up the charts right here and take a look at this. We are looking at 256 billion, and we've been running around 266 billion. So we lost about $10 billion in just a matter of minutes. Bitcoin dominance is 68.3%. Okay, we see all the coins going down here in price, you know. Litecoin dropped 7.12%. It was one of the hardest hit, of the top coins. Bitcoin lost over 3%. I'm just going to say one thing to you guys. I want you guys to remember it. This is the time. And the reason why is because the world's regular financial system, you know what you're looking at right here? With the cryptocurrency? You're looking at a financial system. Sure, it's new, it's underdeveloped, it hasn't really matured yet, but it's a financial system. The current financial system is the wheels are starting to come off the cart. The wheels are coming off of it right now while we speak. The Federal Reserve is in panic mode right now. They're dumping $75 billion a day into the repo market to these banks that lend that money out to other institutions that are in dire need of money. Because their money was getting a bit tight with these lenders across they call it the window, overnight window, they were charging more interest. So now the Fed's come along, the interest rates went back down to where it normally should be, around 2.5% on overnight money. But they're dumping, in order to do that, in order to bring that down, they're dumping $75 billion a day. Now, come October 10th, they're supposed to end it, shut off the spigot. That's what they're supposed to do. But I don't see it happening because the wheels are coming off. If they do shut it down, what's going to happen to the bond market? I mean, this whole thing, what we're looking at is if they do shut it down, I can see big trouble coming. They're probably going to have to keep it open. It's just like quantitative easing. Once you start, you can't stop. Once you start supplying the world's markets with cheap, easy money, you just can't pull that away. Because the markets get addicted to it, and if you pull it away, you get a market crash. Because that's all the markets are being supported by, is the creation of more and more debt. This is a debt bubble in the world that's inflated other asset bubbles. It's already getting ready to burst, the whole thing. And here we have a new monetary system in cryptocurrencies. Nothing less, nothing more. It's a new monetary system. But it's in the early stages. It's like the airplane was, a Kitty Hawk, when they first flew the first airplane. It spittered and sputtered along and barely got off of the ground, And that's the way cryptocurrencies is doing right now. It's spittering and sputtering, barely getting off of the ground. But you have to understand, it's all in place and ready. Might not be perfect. It might be spittering and sputtering and barely getting off the ground. But look at what happened later, after Kitty Hawk, when they finally worked on what they were doing and they built better and bigger aircraft, nicer aircraft. In the end, they broke the sound barrier multiple times. I was flying across the Atlantic in a big Airbus, and that Airbus could probably break the sound barrier because I was watching very carefully the speed, the airplane was flying at. And he would start to approach the sound barrier. Those big Airbuses can approach the sound barrier. I think they can break it, but they don't want to. Of course they wouldn't want to because, it creates different effects. It might, I don't know, it might have a bad effect upon the aircraft, so they never break the sound barrier. But I watched their speed approaching up to like 680 miles an hour, and then the pilot will back off a little bit. You know, you can hear him back off the throttle. He keep that throttle going. He gets up around, I think it's around 720. Bang! Breaks the sound barrier. I don't know if you can hear it inside the aircraft, but man, I'm telling you, if a 747 or one of those big planes broke the sound barrier, you would hear it down on the ground. Because they're a big aircraft, you know. But that's what the achievements we've made, starting from humble beginnings. Bitcoin started in the humblest kind of a beginning. When it started in 2009, one guy bought a pizza with like 7,000 Bitcoins because they were practically worthless. And there wasn't any other coins. There's just Bitcoin. Now we got a coin for every purpose in the financial system. We got coins that cover everything. They cover all the bases. Just like the regular financial system has many different kinds of currencies. We have Japanese yen, we have Chinese yuan, we have American dollars, we have francs, we have different kinds of currencies. Well, we have different kinds of currencies here. Many different kinds of currencies within the crypto. And they're all positioning themselves. For what? For a movement over from the regular financial system into this new financial system? Because it can take all of the world's, this is set up, already set up, to take all of the world's transaction volume. For everything. When you take a look at the overall scheme of all of these different coins. It could move over from one to the other very swiftly if the wheels are coming off of the regular system. The world always has to have some means of being able to buy and sell. And if it's not the fiat currencies, then what is it? And if the wheels are coming off of the fiat currencies, well, the world's going to need someplace else to move. Look at this Stellar market update. XLM Stellar, it's down 31% from a recent high. It's like going into a store and seeing a sign there that says 31% off on all merchandise. Litecoin price tanks by 8% in minutes. You know, it's like walking down the aisle in the store, 31% off of this canned milk, and the next aisle, 31%, 8% off of dog food or whatever, you know. This is it. This is like a sale, you know. You're going down the aisle and seeing prices move down in price, you know. This article here says, is Bitcoin dead? Oh my gosh, I've seen so many of these articles that talk about the end of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going to be gone and all this stuff. And I've heard this for years. I remember hearing this way back when Bitcoin was like $200. You know? But, you know, back then, I bought into it more. Because Bitcoin was only $200 and it wasn't big like it is now. Now it's so big. So much bigger than back when it was $200. That when I see these articles, is Bitcoin whatever, you know, I just don't pay too much attention to them anymore now at this point, because I know Bitcoin now is not going to die, and it's positioning itself within the system. It's weird. It's weird. It's like an alternate financial system existing within the financial system that already exists, and the financial system that already exists is starting to go into crumbling and going into decay very rapidly, and having all sorts of problems in it, and the wheels are starting to come off of it. And where could all of this liquidity go? Well, it could go into gold and silver. Big time into gold and silver. But what happens when they run out of physical? Because do you know how much money there is out there? So, say it goes into gold and silver. And this is what the gold and silver bugs have been waiting for. Waiting to hear. They love to hear this. All of the liquidity on Earth piling into gold and silver. I say it happens. And you know what? It very well could. But there's a problem here. The gold and silver in a real physical form will disappear quicker than a hot drop of water on a red-hot stove. That's how quick it'll be gone, the real physical metal. So then they have that'll only take about 2% of the world's money to do that. So you got 98% of the world's money then chasing a home and no physical metal available. What are you going to do? They'll pour into cryptocurrency then. Talk about driving it up to the moon. Oh my gosh. Listen, thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next show. And give me a thumbs up, guys. Bye-bye.